And as you go through the quantum physics field, you start understanding that chi and subatomic particles are the exact same thing. And if you can understand how subatomic particles work, you can totally take control over this information in such a better way. And that's really, we break it down what quantum physics is in this layman's term way so that the student can apply it to how it works with energy work. And then we also do things like show the student how the body actually works with energy work, because that's the other thing that's lacking in the energy field out there is how energy affects your body in the first place. And who knew that it would affect it in the ways that it really does? And if you really study the science of how energy goes through the body, you'll start understanding that most of the ways that are being taught out there have flaws in them. And we'll point that out to the students, that we don't really harness the hot side of chi because of those flaws, things like burning your pheromones that would cause you to get in arguments and fights with people, or lowering your immune system by knocking out your natural killer cells. And there's all these different things that you can do wrong in energy work when you don't know how to do this stuff in the right way. And again, one of the big reasons why we'll teach a subject like telekinesis and show a person how to do, like, again, we just start you out with a drinking straw because there's not a lot of weight to that, and your mind can wrap yourself around something small like that, and it may not be able to wrap it around with something that's much bigger than that, or you wouldn't be able to see, well, like, how do I get from A to Z? And what we do is literally take you that step-by-step process and get you better a little bit at a time, and we literally do it through a 3-year process. By the end of 3 years, we'll fill your head up with so many different topics on how this stuff literally works that you will be at an instructor's level, and you'll be able to teach this to other people, and you'll be able to perform at an extreme ability level. And that seems kind of funny that, a person can actually attain that type of level really quick, since certainly I never got it that quick. And most of the people I knew, they took a much longer time to get there. But what we've done is taken out all this leg time, all this time that you would normally have to take off because all the pain thresholds that you would normally go through. We show you how to do the energy work right from the get-go. And as you learn it to do it right from the start, and you build up your nerve fibers in this viable way, and again, one of the quick ways you'll be able to see whether it's working or not is when you do that palm test. As you feel that energy start building between your palms, you know that you're building up this energy in this physical, tangible way that you'll be able to use. And then we're going to show you all these different ways to use this energy in this viable way. By the 3rd month, we're showing you how to feel colors, where if you were blindfolded, you could tell what color was on a piece of paper. If somebody put different types of paper around you, you could feel the different colors because you could learn how to tune into the right thing. And the other thing we start doing is showing you how to sense through closed containers. By the 4th month, we literally show you how that process takes place so that you get more and more sensitive. And all along your journey through your school, we get you to tune into these 2 to 5 minute exercises that literally will radically change you over time. As you get like a year in of doing it, even just a 2-minute exercise in these specific ways, it literally changes the way you even think about how this process works, and suddenly you'll be able to do all sorts of things that you wouldn't have thought you could do at the beginning. And that's kind of what when you first went through the school way back when, that's pretty much what happened to you, isn't it?
Well, that's exactly what happened. And what expanded my mind was how to treat this electrical process through me in a very cool way, and instead of a linear way of thinking about it. And I didn't even realize I was thinking linear about the chi, but that's what I was actually learning for years in the other systems. This is a more global, circular way approach, and it's so much more powerful, and you can have a control factor over it in a good-feeling way.
You really can. And the other thing that we do is, at the beginning, we'll show you how to do a simple thing like moving around a drinking straw. and various other types of stuff. And you actually show where, there's no wind involved, what we're talking about. I mean, you can put it in a closed container and still move something, and that shows you that it's not a wind thing. It's actually your bioenergy, because electricity would literally go right through a wall. And that's what we're going to show the student, is how to get this stuff up and working in their life. And then by doing it in the right way, they can affect every aspect of their life very positively. And we go over things like the law of attraction and how that really does work, and how most people will never get the law of attraction kicking into their life in the right way, because they don't understand how the bioenergy of their body works. And simply understanding how to make your body in this good feeling and cool side, or the tri concept that we will teach the student in the school, is basically to use the form. And you're going to use this form, and then you're going to put this electricity or bioenergy in this form. And by using this form and then making that form feel good and keeping the temperature cool, you can radically change your life and your body and build up the nerve fibers in this very quick way and get the best side effects that you ever saw come out of it. And I'm always, amazed at the kind of feedback we get in emails from different people who have got it up and running, and they're kicking in the bioenergy, and they're keeping these attributes on the right side so that they're getting the most pleasant side effects from it. And they all rave about how good this program really does work.
Oh, Sifu Jones, if they go over to our front page on ChiEnergyHeals.com, we do have a link on the Chi Energy Cool Stuff, and that shows the telekinesis that some of our students are doing in the beginning.
Right, and a lot of times, even on different YouTube videos out there now are showing all sorts of different forms of telekinesis, from chi spinners to moving objects in different ways. And again, these are viable ways that you're seeing out there that the different people are learning, and a certain amount of them probably went through our training too. So that's the fact that it does work real well, and that's what we're going to really show different people if they want to take telekinesis to the next higher level. I mean, we do teach telekinesis 202 and then 303. As the student has this increase in their nerve fibers, they're able to put out more and more of this electrical energy. We teach them how to do all sorts of form training and how to use it for extreme abilities. And literally we'll take them, if they would go through the entire 3-year course, they would know specifically how to do things like levitation and things like telekinesis, learning how to disappear, all of these things that we are learning about in science now. If you study the quantum physics field, you'll see that the military uses things like an invisibility suit, and they're learning all sorts of different ways how to manipulate the time-space fabric around us, and that's really what they've learned in quantum physics. They really call it time-space fabric, and that it's an entangled commodity there that we're dealing with. And if you mess with the time-space in a particular way, you're actually distorting time. And as the student goes through the different topics on how chi energy works, we'll go over all these different things that they hear about, but they're not sure how it works, and we'll show them how specifically it works with their energy work, and so that they can get things like that up and running for themselves. But that's the main thing I wanted to go over today on the seminar, was that we do teach telekinesis, and we'll teach the student the right way so that they get the best side effects from learning something like telekinesis, because the other side of the coin is there's plenty of people that teach telekinesis out there, but most of them will get you hurt. And I know that because I somewhat did that in the early days when I first started learning how to do telekinesis. I would teach in such a kind of a negative way too, where you get these bad side effects. And I learned from my mistakes, and as I learned how energy really affects the body, I learned to get the best side effects from it. And certainly that's what they'll get from going through a school like ours, is how to build up energy and cultivate it in this major way that they can use it for actually going to the extreme ability levels. And if they're healers, this will improve their healing in so many dramatical ways. Because initially, that's how you came in, is, wanting to improve your healing skills. And what do you think after the amount of time you spend in here now? How has that increased?
I never think twice about getting together with a student or a client, and even myself, about how that works all so well, and it goes down by the numbers. I have an excellent time at it. I don't struggle.
And it really is a case that this stuff will build up thousands of times stronger than the student will initially feel it. When they do that chi palm test, you'll feel this subtle energy. And now that energy will build up thousands of times as you learn to build up your own internal system or your nerve fiber system. And it won't be long before you're not only going to feel it, but anybody around that you would project your energy at would be able to feel it. And what I always tell people, that normally the typical average student that would go through 3 years of our courses, they will get to the point where not only they can contract out their own muscles with their own bioenergy, but they'll be able to contract out the muscles of somebody else. And that's a significant thing, because most people would never realize that they could project energy in such a viable way. And we'll show them how to do it, and not only show them how to do it, but to show them how to do it safely, because that is the other side of the coin, is there's terrible ways to learn energy work, and there's really good ways, and this is one of the best ways that you can learn it. So that's what I wanted to go over today with different people out there, so that they would learn a little bit more about what we do. And thanks for coming on with me today.
Oh, thank you, Super Jones.
Bye.
Bye-bye.